Hi guys, if you like my videos, make sure you subscribe. There's gonna be lots of projects happening over the years to come. Obviously, I'm working on the Torana in this video, but I've got that Celica happening, which is going to progress quickly once it gets to the painters. I've got my 300ZX out the back, which I'm planning on doing an LS1 swap, and I've got my LH Torana sitting up on the rotisserie. There's a few years in that, but there'll be lots of videos, lots of sharing of ideas, and if you're doing some car building, some of those things will cross over. So subscribe guys, and I'll get into this video. Hi guys, welcome back to a KamicarzCreations video. Just tidying up a few loose ends and going to get this engine as close as I can and engine bay prepared for Shane's SuperCharger kit. He sent me a few pictures last night and this morning of it being packed up, of the wiring harness all labelled up and boxed, labelled and sitting on the dock waiting to be picked up by T&T Road Express. So I'm excited. I can't wait. You know, it should be hopefully tomorrow. No guarantees with this Christmas New Year period, but tomorrow or the next day, and that will be awesome. So I'm going to get into this engine bay, take everything out, distributor, coils, I'm going to take the thermos out, check the tension on the head bolts, and basically get it prepared for putting back together. Also going to weld that grommet in properly to the extractors and give them a bit of a paint up. So here we go. I've just done a tidy up weld job sealing up that O2 sensor grommet. I'm going to give these extractors a bit of a clean up now because they're pretty filthy, and give them a spray with some heat resistant black paint. Here's the extractors. After a bit of a paint job, they've come up super good. Very happy with them. And if I roll this over, there's that grommet for the wideband sensor. So I've sealed that up really well. It was pretty hard to weld it on the car, but much easier to do it out the back. With it off, I could see what I was doing, and it sealed up quite nice. These two, I think it's these two outlets here, seem to be back a little bit from these two, but I've got to check that out and may have to bend these forward a little bit. Again, be interesting to see how these pair up with the head from the burn marks in there. They don't seem like they match up real well, so that's something I'll be checking out to make sure those ports match up reasonably well with the head. But anyway, that's the extractors. They're looking pretty good. I'll probably use them because it'll make it a lot quicker than getting the other pair set up. Anyway, moving forward. I'm just about to take these thermo fans out. I reckon I've got enough room with the supercharger snout and the new pulley that goes down onto the harmonic balancer, but physically bolting it on there would be near impossible with those thermos in, so I'll rip them out to give me a bit of a clearance to work. There's the Phoenix twin thermo fans and the Davis Craig digital thermatic controller pulled out of the car. I think I'm probably going to run the thermos off the ECU just to reduce the amount of wires in the engine bay, but that controller is a really nice unit. Now I've got a lot more clearance. I've got to bolt the trigger sensor and basically it's an inductor, I think they're called an inductor wheel down there, because that's where the spark will now be triggered from. Get around here. Shane sent me an image that said I needed about 45 to 50 mil, so it'll be tight getting those thermos back in there, but I reckon they'll fit. So now I'm going to pull out the distributor and the coil, which I no longer need, and then I might rip the rocker cover off and have a look at those, the tensioning on those head bolts. So here we are back inside the head. There's those Race Series YellaTerra roller rockers that I bought with the YellaTerra 12-port head. Still look really nice in there. I haven't checked the tension yet, but I'll go through all the tensioning and even checking the mounting points for the rollers. The parts lists on the floor starting to increase. There's the old coil, it was electronic ignition, and the distributor, which I no longer need. I've replaced the rocker cover gasket and checked all the tensions in there. Everything was spot on tight. The only other issue I had when I had this running, I've actually got some aftermarket gauges in the console, but my dash gauge for the water temp was off the scale. Now, this one here is the sensor that I had in the block. Now, I'm not 100% sure where I got that from. It could have been a new one I just had laying around that I fitted in. Can't remember if I took it out of the old head or not. That was the greatest concern. It says it's a VDO gauge and it's got 120 degrees on it. Now this is the one that I've bought online, and it was specifically for a Holden 6 173 engine. So I'll whack that in, and hopefully that, because I want to have those standard gauges reading accurately, so hopefully that will fix that issue, and it just goes down in there. See, I've got two sensors. The one over here is for the aftermarket gauges, and this one is going to be for the dash gauge. So guys, I'm done for the day again. I can't do a lot more until I get those parts that Shane sent it to me. I've got it as close as I can, and I can't wait. The first thing is going to be mounting that supercharger onto the side of the engine. The extractors are looking good, and you won't see a lot of them anyway with that big supercharger and manifold sitting over the top of it. But I'm ready to get it in, get it happening, get it firing. Be interested to see how long it takes. Shane reckons it's pretty plug and play. I do have to do a little bit of work in the boot and change the fuel system over. I'm running a Holley Red Fuel Pump at the moment, which is very low. It's about 7 psi. And with this kit, I've bought a full fuel system that Shane's bought for me. I think it's running twin 044 fuel pumps. I think there's an internal one and an external one. I may be wrong with that, but anyway, we'll have a look at that when we get it, and I'm sure Shane will correct me if I'm wrong with that. But that fuel system will supply enough pressure up to the fuel rail, and I have to put a fuel return line back in, which I'm not running at the moment. With the carby, I didn't need it, and the carbon canister wasn't hooked up anyway. I think it ran back through there. So it's all good. Keep watching. Next video, I'll have that kit. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, get the updates. Tick that little bell so you're getting updates. There's going to be a lot of movies about this supercharger and the running of it and the first drive. So click like, click subscribe, and talk to me. Comment on the site. Absolutely love comments, conversing, talking to you guys about what I'm doing and what you're doing as well. Share with me what you're doing. Loving it. Catch you soon.